Piccolo and Knuckles clash fists. Piccolo goes for a swinging roundhouse kick, with Knuckles swiftly dodging and landing a devastating uppercut to Piccolo's jaw. Piccolo flies back, spins, and launches a special beam cannon right at him. Knuckles summons a wall of chaos energy in front of him to protect against a hit, but the attack drills right through his shield, hitting him dead on in the chest. Knuckles is launched into a nearby mountain, with Piccolo flying up in front of him and feeding him a senzu. The two shake on a good sparring match, with Knuckles asking where he learned that technique. Piccolo tells him he's been practicing for a way to deal with enemies like Shadow again, since he shouldn't have gone out so easily against somebody like that when he's supposed to be the embodiment of chaos. Knuckles thinks it's a really cool technique, but he wouldn't be able to use it himself since he doesn't exactly have any fingers to concentrate it with. The two laugh at the joke and are about to fly back up to Angel Island when they sense something coming right at them. The two get into a fighting position, wondering where the enemies are since they can't see them. Eggman then appears in front of the two, saying it's great to see them again. Wait, that energy they felt was Eggman? That doesn't seem right. Eggman tells the two he's been looking for them, as some of his new friends have a bone to pick with the Echidnas and whatever Piccolo is. The two are then jumped by Ginger and Nikki. The two turn to block the attack and nail the two right into the ground. They both fly down to confront them, with Piccolo taking off his weight and clothing, saying that they're not going down that easily. As the warriors are distracted, Eggman has been sneaking around and slowly using his new weapon to siphon away the two's chaos powers. Piccolo and Knuckles have felt like they're getting weaker, and didn't notice until they began to struggle against these weird henchmen. This is when Eggman unleashes the full power of his Chaos Siphon at the two, and they are hit dead on and begin to scream. The two struggle to break free, with Eggman laughing that he's been trying to design ways to make sure the super form isn't a threat anymore. And since these two are made up of pure chaos energy, this is going to be a perfect test for that. Piccolo and Knuckles attempt to transform into their chaos forms, but are blasted toward the ground by Sancho. Eggman yells at the henchmen, saying that he needed them alive. Garlic Jr. then appears behind Eggman, telling him to watch his tone with his henchmen. With Piccolo dead, then that means Kami is dead too. With that troublesome guardian out of the way, then they can use the Dragon Balls to take over the world. Eggman snaps back at Garlic Jr., saying that's exactly his point. With Kami dead, then that means the Dragon Balls are gone too. Garlic Jr. thinks for a moment, and then screams out at Sancho, saying that they needed him alive. He better fly down there and find their bodies right this moment. The three henchmen fly down to retrieve the bodies, as, up on Angel Island, Kami feels weakened by something. Tikal asks him what's wrong, as he says Piccolo is in danger, and he has a bad feeling about his energy. The two look over the edge of the island, with the two gasping. Garlic Jr. has returned.
まれつきもって押し寄せるんじゃない豪華なメンツ秒読み to the fight 宇宙の外れ巨大な荒野で無茶ぶりで歪む大地響きが轟く闇 Nothing counts, so you know who's not taking attention どうもない日が Wake up, 夜か夜かどうもないアクション断崖ギリギリ反則現場でサバイ
Sonic rushes through the Splash Hill Zone, stomping the badniks that he sees, freeing all of the small creatures inside. The animals thank Sonic as they always do, and go on their way. He's been on his own a little bit recently. He's been traveling with Tails and Amy for the past few years, though he needed to be on his own for now. They've been searching for Shadow for so long, and nothing, not even the Dragon Balls, can bring him back. He knows that he's alive out there somewhere, but he swears he's been through every corner of the planet, and he hasn't been able to find any trace of him at all. He'll never give up the fight to find Shadow, but he needs to go out and clear his head with running. Eggman is still out there, trapping woodland creatures and turning them into badniks, like he always does, and it's his job to stop him. They've been playing this game for years now, and it seems it'll never end. He doesn't want to kill Eggman, since he's seen him die once, and that's something he hopes he'll never have to see again, no matter how bad Eggman is. So, he'll just keep cleaning up after his messes and hoping that he'll lay off eventually, like he has been the past few years. A part of Sonic enjoys the thrill of Eggman's threats though. It's always been fun to beat him up and save a bunch of people along the way. That's kinda become his signature thing now. A few obstacles like Chaos Piccolo had broken up the good kind of thrill, but that thankfully worked itself out. And hey, if that didn't happen, then they wouldn't have gotten his much better son, Piccolo Jr., who is a dear friend to him now. He helped raise the little guy into what he became now, and he considers him a brother. He doesn't know what he'd do without the guy now. Almost as if on cue, Sonic is contacted by Kami telepathically. It always scares him whenever Kami does this, but he's gotten used to it throughout the years. He responds asking Kami what the matter is, with Kami telling him it's an emergency. Something's happened to Piccolo and Knuckles, and if it's who he fears it is, then the whole world is in trouble. He needs to get up here now. Sonic understands and tells Kami he'll be right there. Sonic bursts off from Splash Hill, worried for Piccolo and Knuckles, but knows that if Kami is alive, then Piccolo is too. So, at least that's something. Sonic rushes into Tails' workshop so they can take the tornado up to Angel Island, though Tails isn't home. He's probably at Goku's house tutoring Gohan again, so he kinda doesn't want to disturb that. He could just take the tornado himself, but he's not the best pilot with it, so he'll go for the easier option. He digs through Tails' junk and pulls out the teleporter Kami gave them to warp into the Sky Sanctuary a lot easier. Sonic hates to use it since it makes him sick, but Kami did say it was an emergency, so he figures now's the time to use it. He hops onto the teleporter and blasts off towards Angel Island. Tails and Gohan high five, as Gohan has just finished his geometry homework for the day and got every question correct. Tails is extremely proud of him, with him saying now they can head back with the others and have dinner. Tails lifts Gohan up into the air as they begin to fly back. Gohan loves being carried by Tails, as it's so much fun to fly. He wishes he could fly someday too, just like him. Tails says if he really tries, then he can do it no problem. His dad knows how to fly, and so does Sonic, but he just chooses not to since he prefers running. The two land at Goku's house with Chi-Chi, telling them she's almost done with dinner. Gohan runs over to his Aunt Amy, hugging her and telling her what a good job he did with his math homework. Amy is proud of Gohan too, and begins to swing him around on her hammer, with him laughing, enjoying the thrill. Suddenly, Piccolo and Knuckles teleport right in front of them, toppling Amy and Gohan over. Tails runs over to the two of them, and he's worried since they look pretty badly injured. Knuckles is passed out, but Piccolo is still barely conscious. He tells Tails that they were attacked by Eggman and some new goons. They have this new device that siphons away Chaos Energy, and he drained them pretty bad. He used up the last of his energy to get them out of there. Tails tells them that they're gonna be okay, as he throws out a capsule into the woods as it bursts into a second lab. Him and Amy drag the two in there, as Tails hooks them up to a bed to try and help restore their Chaos Energy back to normal. Piccolo immediately fell unconscious afterwards, with Tails really poking out on them to check their vitals. He's very concerned on what he's found, as Piccolo was right, their Chaos Energy levels are dangerously low. It's bad for Knuckles, sure, since he uses a lot of Chaos Energy, but it's devastating for Piccolo, since most of his body is made up from Chaos Energy due to him being fused with Chaos. He'll live, thankfully, but he's going to be out of commission for quite a bit if they're not able to get the Chaos Energy back that Eggman stole. Goku rushes into Tails' new lab, saying that he sensed Piccolo and Knuckles and how weak they were. Tails explains what Piccolo told him, and he thinks that Eggman is behind it. Goku is angry that Eggman is still trying to attack them after all this time. Since didn't they save his life on more than one occasion by this point? When is he gonna grow up? Tails asks Goku if he knows where Eggman is, but unfortunately he doesn't. He can try to send his energy to go after him, but Eggman's energy itself is so low that he doesn't know if he can. A voice from behind, though, tells them that they're not gonna need to find him. Everybody turns to see the henchmen, Ginger, Nikki, and Sancho standing in a doorway of Tails' lab. Goku, Tails, and Amy get into their fighting positions, asking them who they are and what they're doing here. Ginger tells them that they're the henchmen of the villainous Garlic Jr., and they're going to need this brat to fulfill his desires. Ginger holds Gohan in his hands, with Gohan crying for Goku to help him. Goku screams out his son's name and goes in to attack them, but Ginger holds Gohan in front of him, saying he better back off now or he'll snap the kid's neck. Goku's rage builds, as he regretfully stands down. Nikki laughs, saying this kid's got something really important on his head that they need, so they'll be taking him with them. Ginger sticks his hand out and yells, "Chaos Control," warping the three out of there. The group is shocked. How are they able to use Chaos Control without any of the emeralds? That's when it hits Tails. They must have that Chaos Energy that Eggman stole from Knuckles and Piccolo. Somehow, they managed to harness that energy within themselves and use Chaos Control. And that means that this so-called Garlic Jr. and Eggman must be working together. Goku and Amy are surprised that Tails managed to piece things together like that in a 2-second span, but whoever this Garlic Jr. is, his henchmen have taken Gohan, and they need to get him back. Tails says they're going to need all the help they can get in getting him back, especially if these henchmen have Chaos Energy, so he's going to radio for Sonic. Goku calls out for the Flying Nimbus, and turns to tell Tails to keep in touch, and that he's going to get the Dragon Radar from Bulma. Thankfully, Gohan had the 4-star Dragon Ball on his head, so they'll be able to find him using the radar. Once he finds him, he'll let the others know where to go. Tails and Amy give Goku a thumbs up as he launches off to get the radar. Sonic is teleported to the Sky Sanctuary, with him collapsing and saying that he hates when he has to do that. Thankfully, he is helped up by Tikal right away, with him thanking her for the help, and that he wishes she could have just Chaos Controlled him there with the Master Emerald, since that would have been a lot more convenient. Tikal apologizes, saying maybe next time. Right now, though, they need help in stopping the villainous Garlic Jr. Sonic asks who's Garlic Jr., and if Piccolo and Knuckles are okay. Kami comes from behind Tikal, telling Sonic that the two are alive and are being tended to by Tails, though they were badly injured by Garlic Jr.'s henchmen. Garlic is a name they never thought they'd hear again, and he somehow escaped from the Special Zone and is out wrecking havoc again. Sonic's never heard of this guy before, and is a little lost, so asks him to explain a little bit more. Tikal goes back, telling him the tale of the old echidnas. Back before Kami was Kami, her father, Pachacamac, was the Kami of Earth. He was the one who raised the nameless Namekian and taught him everything he knew about becoming the next Kami. The title of God of Earth, or Kami, is supposed to only belong to an echidna, so of course, other tribes didn't think that was fair, and attempted to take the title themselves. All of these attempts to take the title away from the echidnas always ended in failure, since the main echidna tribe was too powerful for them. However, once it was discovered that Kami had been training up a successor who wasn't an echidna, the other tribes began to riot. Other echidnas, such as the Nocturnes, weren't too thrilled to this and dismissed the nameless Namekian entirely, while the tribe of Drakons decided to wage an all-out war against the echidnas to gain the title of Kami for themselves. The Drakons were led by the vicious Garlic, who wiped out many of the Echidna warriors in hopes of getting his hands on the Master Emerald and becoming Kami. Even the nameless Namekian was helpless to stop Garlic, and all hope seemed lost. That is, until the Kami of the time used the power of the Master Emerald to open a portal to this special zone, a zone outside of their own, where Garlic and the Drakons would be lost forever. This incident is what caused the nameless Namekian to try and remove the evil from his heart in the first place, which is what gave birth to the demonic Piccolo. After Piccolo was sealed into the Master Emerald, and Tikal along with him, she was able to see glimpses into the special zone where Garlic had died, and all that was left of him was his son, Garlic Jr., who turned the special zone into a hellish landscape, renaming it to be the Dead Zone. For a time, Garlic Jr. thought he had found a way out after Kami had transported the Chaos Emeralds into the Dead Zone as well. However, the Emerald's power didn't work in the zone, forcing Garlic Jr. to try other means of escape. Tikal never thought that Jr. would find a way out, though she saw that he had found one. Once, Eggman used the Dragon Balls for the first time to wish the Chaos Emeralds out of the Dead Zone. Shenron's magic, ripping the Emeralds out, caused a dimensional tear in the Dead Zone, which Garlic Jr. noticed and tried to harness for himself. She was removed from the Master Emerald and the ability to see into the Dead Zone before she could discover what had happened, but it's safe to assume Garlic Jr. managed to harness the energy of the dimensional tear and was able to open a portal out of the Dead Zone to reclaim the planet for himself and the remaining Drakons. Kami then explains that the Chaos Emeralds have been lost ever since the incident on the Space Colony Ark, thankfully keeping the emeralds from Garlic's hands. However, he has discovered the existence of the Dragon Balls, and will no doubt use them to try and rise to power once more. He's even teamed up with Eggman to find them easier. Sonic understands what Tikal and Kami have explained to him, knowing that he needs to go down and put a stop to this Garlic Jr. guy and Eggman before they can conquer the planet together. He tells the gods that he'll put an end to these Drakons and Garlic Jr. himself for them, plus it means he gets to kick Eggman's egg butt once again. Kami and Tikal point out the location of Garlic's castle, with Tikal telling Sonic to make the journey a little easier, she'll use Chaos Control to get him there this time. Sonic thanks her, as the two wish him luck. Sonic is Chaos Controlled to the entrance of Garlic Jr.'s castle, where he unfortunately discovers that it's some sort of lost labyrinth type place, similar to that of Labyrinth Zone underneath Kame House, meaning that's a lot of water. Sonic still hasn't grown out of his water hatred, and after all these years, still can't swim, but has gotten fast enough to run on water when need be, so he'll try that to the best of his ability. He zooms through the Lost Labyrinth, crushing all the badniks that he sees, until he is sliced at by Ginger. Sonic is fast enough to dodge his sword and retaliate with a homing attack right into Ginger. Sonic lands into water as Ginger is sent flying into the wall. Sonic revs up a spin dash to burst himself from the water and land on somewhat solid ground, as he watches Ginger rush back at him again. This must be one of the Drakons that Kami and Tikal were talking about, and it's time to put an end to this tribe for good. Sonic and Ginger begin to battle it out, with Ginger telling Sonic that Eggman told them all about him, and that if he or his spiky-haired buddy showed up, then to kill them instantly. Sonic just says he's flattered that Eggman says such nice things about him, and continues to fight. To Sonic, this fight isn't really much of anything. Sure, Ginger is a lot stronger than the average badnik, but he's fought way tougher opponents than this. The only time Ginger is able to get a shot in on Sonic is when the sky suddenly grows dark and Sonic's heart drops. Garlic Jr.'s just summoned Shenron. end of the castle, Garlic Jr. and Eggman stand by Shenron. With all 7 of the Dragon Balls gathered, Eggman showed Garlic Jr. how to summon him, and now they can make their wish. Garlic Jr. tells Eggman that he did a great job at helping him find these Dragon Balls to make his wish. However, his services will no longer be required, and orders the other 2 Drakons to escort him out. Eggman laughs, as he did plan for something like this to happen. He pops open his capsule, releasing the Death Egg Robot Mark II. He jumps inside and points his gun at the 2 Drakons, opening fire and blowing the 2 of them away. He then points the gun at Garlic Jr., saying he's a fool. He was only using him to get the Dragon Balls for himself. With his power, he was able to separate Sonic, Goku, and the others enough so the Dragon Balls could be his. And now, he's going to create Eggman Land and rule this planet. Garlic Jr. laughs, saying that humanity really has evolved backwards ever since his father was sealed into the Dead Zone. Garlic Jr. quickly grabs the gun from Eggman and turns it back on him, making him shoot himself in the face. The Death Egg robot goes flying back as Garlic Jr. quickly turns to Shenron, making his wish for immortality. Eggman tries to throw himself back towards Garlic to stop the wish, but it's too late, and his wish is granted. A white light surrounds Junior as he explodes in energy, feeling the immortality coursing through his veins. He knows that he's done it. With his newfound immortality, now he can survive any battle, and he can finally avenge his father, kill Kami, and become the new Kami of this planet. First off though, he raises his hand and uses Chaos Control to stop Eggman in place. Eggman wonders how that can be, until he realizes that Garlic didn't just split up Piccolo and Knuckles' Chaos Energy to the minions, he gave it to himself as well. Right as Garlic is about to end Eggman, Goku arrives, jumping off the flying Nimbus and right next to the 2. Goku looks confused at the 2 of them, asking what they're doing fighting if they're supposed to be working together. Eggman screams at Goku that they're not working together at all, and to help him defeat this lunatic if he wants his son back. At the mention of Gohan, Goku is immediately on Eggman's side, and turns his attention to Garlic Jr. Once the sky goes bright again, Sonic revs up a spin dash towards Ginger, nailing him right in the gut, and he's pinned to the ground. Sonic demands he tell him what Garlic wished for, with Ginger just laughing, saying that if everything went according to plan, then that means his master is now immortal, and will be able to rule the Earth as the next Kami. Sonic just laughs at this. Immortality? Who would ever want to be immortal? He's all about living free and living life to the fullest, but he knows an eternity of that would get boring after a while. Death is just the next part of the adventure, and of course, this demon wouldn't know something like that. It's time he put a stop to him before he causes any more harm. Ginger is knocked out by Sonic, with him rushing out of the Lost Labyrinth and meeting up with Goku and Eggman. Goku smiles as he sees Sonic. He quickly tells him that these guys kidnapped Gohan and he's somewhere in the castle. Sonic was prepared to wipe the floor with Garlic himself, but his mood immediately changes once he finds out Gohan is involved. That kid means so much to him. Heck, he's his uncle for crying out loud, and this guy has the gall to try and take over the world and take his nephew from him? Now he's gonna do much more than wipe the floor with him. Sonic homing attacks right into Junior as he tells Goku he's got it and to go after Gohan. Goku gives him a thumbs up as thanks as he rushes into the castle. Garlic rises back up as Sonic tries to go in for more attacks. The Hedgehog is way too fast for Garlic to keep up with, and he's brutally beaten around. Though, to Sonic's surprise, none of the damage he inflicts on Garlic seems to be sticking. Almost as fast as the damage is dealt, it's healed up again. Garlic takes Sonic's confusion as an opportunity to fire a Chaos Spear directly towards him. Sonic dodges out of the way, with his anger reawakened, as he realizes that this guy also stole Piccolo and Knuckles' powers for himself. Sonic rushes back in to continue the fight against Garlic, with Sonic being able to dodge out of the way of all of Garlic's energy attacks. Garlic is confused on how Sonic could know all of his attacks, and that a mortal hedgehog shouldn't be this powerful. Sonic laughs at Garlic, saying he's trained with the real Kami for years, and Chaos Energy like this is nothing to him. If he thinks he can take the title of Kami by having to steal Piccolo's Chaos powers and use Kami's Dragon Ball's wish for immortality, then it's pretty clear on who's the better guardian of this planet. He should just get out of here while he still has the chance. Garlic is seething in anger. This hedgehog has crossed a line. He uses Chaos Control to throw Sonic into the wall, saying he knows nothing. He's immortal now, and he'll take over this entire planet no matter what. Just their chaos techniques aren't all he stole from Piccolo and that cursed Echidna. He took their transformations as well. That last bit he didn't expect to hear, and Sonic watches as Garlic screams out and erupts into his own Chaos form. Chaos Garlic rushes towards Sonic, with him barely dodging the first blow. Garlic catches up quickly, almost hitting him again, and narrowly misses it. It seems Garlic's going to land a devastating blow until Goku appears in front of Sonic to block the hit for him. Goku grunts in pain over the force of the attack, though with him taking the blow, Sonic is able to run up his back and homing attack right into Chaos Garlic's face, making him stumble back, and have Goku manage to launch a Kamehameha right in his face, blowing him high up in the air. Goku and Sonic give each other a thumbs up, saying that he should be taken care of now. Sonic asks Goku what about Gohan, with them saying that Tails showed up too, and was able to take Gohan away to safety before anything else happened to him. Sonic says that's a relief, and that it seems Eggman pieced out too before they could really lay the smackdown on him. As the two are laughing, Goku notices Ginger lunging at Sonic from behind, and quickly pushes him out of the way and punches a hole right through his chest. Ginger spits out blood, looking up at Goku and saying it's never over. His master is immortal, and the blood of the Draken tribe will never truly die. Ginger collapses dead, as Goku wonders what the hell that meant. Suddenly, Garlic Jr. Chaos Controls right in front of the two, glaring at them with absolute hatred. These two, they're supposed to be Kami's disciples, ones who will take over for him once he's too old for the part. That title was supposed to belong to his father, and then to him. He's going to destroy these guys for good, and become Kami himself no matter what. Chaos Garlic explodes in energy, summoning the Dead Zone all around the castle, with matter around them being lifted into the air and swirling all around them. The land around them begins to shape around into the special stage of old, with blue spears flowing all around them, and so many magical glowing rings. Sonic and Goku look around confused as they see the landscape change. He's trying to warp this reality into the Dead Zone as well. Well, the two disciples of the true Kami aren't going to let that happen. The two get into their fighting stances and rush towards Chaos Garlic.
You're gonna pay for this! Something tells me I'm not going to want to hold anything back for this one. The world is mine! Let's go! Okay, let's do this! Witness my full power! Good look, I'm a hedgehog, not a cat. I'm stronger this time. What are you? What is this? Oh man, I could have done better.
Goku wakes up, dazed and not really remembering what happened. Sonic is standing over him, telling him that they won. Garlic was stupid enough to open the full power-up to Dead Zone, and he's now trapped there once again. The only thing he was weirded out by was that power Goku showed off. It seemed like he was transforming into a super form, but it was like a pseudo-super form. False, one might say. Goku looks at himself and says that he felt that way too. He had a connection with the Chaos Emeralds for the time they had them on Angel Island. So, maybe, in a way, their energy is still inside him, and he was able to draw a little bit out to use. This is when he suddenly remembers that Garlic still had Piccolo and Knuckles' Chaos Energy. If he's in the Dead Zone right now, they can't get it back. Sonic just tells him to calm down, as he got that covered. Right after Tails gave him a Senzu Bean, he also gave him the Chaos Siphon he designed as well, something that can take the Chaos Energy back. So, he light sped dashed in there, and with a powerful kick, siphoned out the Chaos Energy back. And now, they can bring back their friends. Gohan yells out for his dad, with Tails carrying him out of the rubble of the castle. Goku catches Gohan, giving him a big hug, saying he's really happy that he's okay. Gohan hugs him back, saying his dad's the best, so he knew he'd save him. After they get their bearings, the group all head back to Tails' second workshop and give the energy back to Piccolo and Knuckles, which boosts their energy back to normal, and they sit up ready to fight. After Sonic explains everything that happened, they both want revenge against Eggman, since he's the one who sapped away all their energy to begin with. Sonic walks outside, knowing that'll be tough since Eggman has definitely just disappeared again to come up with a new plot to destroy them all. But he doesn't care. Sure, he almost died today in the battle against Garlic, but Goku, Tails, and everybody had his back. If he's around his friends, then he knows that they can't fail, no matter what Eggman throws at them. Eggman flies back to the Scrap Brain Zone, one of his first bases of operation, and a place that Blasted Hedgehog probably won't look for him. He curses that his plans were foiled yet again, and this time it wasn't even by the Hedgehog, it was by that blasted Garlic Jr. No matter what he does, his plans always end in failure. He once again questions what he should do. He thinks back to his cousin Maria once more, thinking about what she would have wanted, and tries to push the thought out of his head. No, he's come too far to back down now. There has to be something he can do. But right now, he just wants to recover from the day's events. He sits back in his chair, checking his egg mail, when he sees one from a fellow scientist. Except, this scientist has been dead for years. How would he have just egg-mailed him now? He opens it up, reading the full thing, and laughing maniacally. This is it. It seems that Dr. Wheelo has just the tools he needs to finally conquer this planet.